Hello everyone. I wanted to make this introduction just to give you more details about this video. The first thing to mention is I work in this car, which is a Ford Fusion 2007, but regardless the model year, the information that I think is important is let you know that the engine is a Duratec 2.3 liters 4-cylinder, and this is an automatic transmission. If for some reason you're working in a manual transmission, the difference between this process and what you must do is for the manual transmission you need to remove the transmission first and then go ahead and follow the process shown in the video. In this video you will be able to see general steps to pull out the engine, but obviously due to the complexity of this work it's not possible, and also due to the space for some process it's not possible to show every single step that I had to do in order to accomplish this work. But in general it's going to give you a good idea about how to do this. Due to the time, there are some steps that I couldn't show, but I would like to mention them. One thing is you need to drain all the engine oil. The second is you must do the same stuff for the coolant. The third one is you need to be sure that every single wire, hose or harness or any kind of item that is connected to the engine is not connected anymore. The coolant deposit also needs to be removed because the space in which it's located, it will be used to place the power steering pump, as you will see in the video. Something particular about this car that is not the ideal situation, but due to the condition of this engine I had to do is for the exhaust manifold. I ran into the situation that this exhaust had tons of rust. In the ideal situation we need to remove the O2 sensors and also the aluminum shield that goes on the top of it, but it was not possible due to the amount of rust. If you're not in this situation, please remove the sensors to avoid any damage on them and remove the heat shield. A good practice also is try to keep organized every single item, bolts, screws, components that you remove from that engine, because that's going to save you tons of time when you place back the engine in the car. I hope this video in general helped you, and if you have any comment or question, just leave a comment and I will try to reply as soon as I can. Thank you for watching. What I have done so far is remove the oil pan, the alternator. I remove also the starter, the main harness, some brackets that go there, the air filter and the housing, the battery, and also I remove the main belt here. And my next step now, I'm gonna disconnect the exhaust manifold. I'm gonna try to remove all the pulleys. The water pump pulley. Okay, now I'm gonna remove the power steering pump without bleeding the lines. The water pump as well to have more space. Okay, now I'm going to remove the 3 bolts that attach the AC compressor to the engine. There are 2 long bolts beneath the compressor, one at the top. And the reason for this, I remove the engine without basically detach the unit from the car for different reasons. One, money to don't recharge the system again, because we need to pay for the gas and the recharge. Second, is illegal, so and it's not good for in general the environment. And the third one, because I'm gonna save time. So okay, now we have the compressor here detached. Um, After this, what I'm gonna do is just probably tighten it to some part of the card, because at the moment to remove the engine, I don't want this to hang and then just fell off and damage any line or something like that. But it's not attached anymore, as you can see. After remove the oil pan, we're gonna have access to these nuts. This one connect the flywheel with the torque converter in the automatic transmission. We need to remove these nuts. This is one, and then with the screwdriver through this hole here, we're gonna spin the flywheel, and then we'll find the another one. There are four that needs to be removed. Important, we must do this before we lose and remove the engine supports, because this is gonna make this work easy and less chances to generate the leak of transmission fluid. Always also important, we need to make a mark between the flywheel and the torque converter. It's gonna help us to place back the flywheel in the same location as it used to be with relation of the torque converter. Okay, well, at this point I remove the hood. I have my engine attached to my engine hoist, which is this one, and what I did here is I detached this support for the axle that goes here. I need to lose all the bolts that keep together the engine with the transmission. We have one, two, there is another one over there, three, following the light, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, so 8, 9 maybe, if I count wrong. Just be sure that there are no bolts attaching the engine with the transmission. Once this is done, I'm gonna need to place here a jack to help the transmission to just don't fall off, even if I have this support fixed, because remember, we're gonna try to pull out the engine without remove the transmission. And once this is done, the only pending thing will be this engine support. In this case, I will try to remove the whole stuff, because that's gonna give me more space. There is a pulley here. I'm gonna pull it out too, because I want to have as much space as I can, and I didn't have access to it when I had the support here. Okay, well, finally we were able to pull out the engine. It took effort and time, but it was possible. The main issue that I ran into was the torque converter was really attached. This is the torque converter. Since it was really tight, I had the problem that it was pulled out a little bit, so I had a very small leak of oil there. It means that maybe I need to check if the seal is okay. If not, I need to repair it. If not, it will be okay. But with this, pretty much we show that remove the engine without the transmission is possible. As you can see here, I remove everything, no pulleys, no nothing, no bolts, to have as much space as I could